I am able to still speak for my child and advocate for my child, even if I am unable to speak myself in the event of an emergency.
I take you there, back to when we felt like this was forever.
What's up, you guys? It's Randy, aka Naturally Fearless, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am going to be giving you guys a special needs autism mom update. I noticed I have not given you guys an update on Audrianna for a while, so I just wanted to go into some new things that I have been trying out with her, that I have seen some differences in her. So if this is your first time to my channel, like I said, my name is Randy. I usually do natural hair videos. You're probably like, how does she do natural hair videos? Where is her hair? I just did my second big chop. I'll go ahead and link that video down below so you guys could check it out. But I am also a special needs mom. My 4-year-old daughter Audrianna was diagnosed with autism as well as Kleefstra syndrome. I have a couple videos describing her very rare chromosome deletion, Kleefstra syndrome, as well as when she was diagnosed with autism. So I'll definitely go ahead and link those also so you guys can catch up. And like I said, if this is your first time to my channel, welcome, and make sure you hit that subscribe button and become a part of the fam bam. So in this video, you guys, I am going to be talking about a couple different things. I'm going to be talking about dental hygiene, safety, exploring new textures, just a variety of different things that I have been trying out with Audrianna for the last couple months that I wanted to share with you guys and all of my special needs parents out there. So the first thing I am going to be getting into today is Audrianna's eating habits. So Audrianna typically does have a very good appetite, but she also does have some food aversions where there are just some foods she will not eat, some textures and things that she just does not mess with, will not try, or anything like that. I'm sure my autism parents out there can relate to what I am saying when it comes to her food aversions. But for like an entire month, I want to say it was for like an entire month, Audrianna had completely stopped eating everything. Like even the foods that she would typically eat, she completely stopped eating, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. She wasn't sick or anything like that, and because she had stopped eating, I began to get worried and stressed about her nutrients, of course, because she wasn't eating any foods. Nothing. I think the only thing that I could get Audrianna to eat was applesauce during that month. So what I did to try to make sure that Audrianna was getting all of her vitamins and nutrients and everything, I started to implement a multivitamin into her daily regimen. Now, when it comes to vitamins, I had to be very particular about what I'm giving Audrianna because of her food aversions when it comes to textures. If it's a gummy vitamin, Audrianna is not going to eat it. Even if it's just a regular chewable vitamin, she won't take it. So I started to do some research. I hopped online to see what would be the best option, and I found a liquid vitamin. I did a specific search to what would be the best types of vitamins for children with autism, special needs, and things like that. And the number one vitamin that I saw that a lot of special needs parents were using was this Tropical Oasis Premium Kids Multivitamin. And the good thing about this multivitamin is it's a liquid, and because it's a liquid, it absorbs better into your digestive system than regular gummy vitamins or chewable vitamins or even the pill forms of multivitamins. And it's best for Audrianna because it is a liquid. She has no issues with taking it on a daily. So it comes in 16 ounces. I actually got this off of Amazon. I'll try to link everything down below, but she takes a tablespoon of this a day. And I noticed that after Audrianna had been taking this multivitamin for at least a month, her appetite started to come back. It actually started to come back within the first 2 weeks of her taking this vitamin. She started eating her regular foods again. She's still not eating some certain foods. She still does have her food aversions, but she did start to eat food, solid foods again. And I am so happy that I started to implement this into her regimen. The next thing I'm going to be discussing with you guys, we're going to be talking about some behavioral type things that Audrey does. So when Audrianna gets very anxious, or you know, she's in a new place, new environment, or things like that, Audrianna gets the urges to chew on things. So what I mean by that is Audrianna, she'll chew on the collars of her shirts, she'll chew on any part of her clothes that she can get to, her hands, her fingers, if she's feeling upset or if she's excited. She's an oral sensory seeker, and I'll get more into that in a little bit. But to stop Audrianna from chewing on her clothes and her hands, and you know, when she gets excited or when she gets anxious or she's upset, what we started to implement into her daily life by the recommendation of her speech therapist are these Chewies. Now they are called Chewies, or they're called Chewy. If you research them, they come in a lot of different shapes and sizes. I have been trying out Chewies with Audrianna for a long time. I want to say for over maybe 2 to 3 years. And each time she grows, I have to try to figure out which one works the best for her. So how this works is when Audrianna gets the need to want to chew on things, instead of her chewing on her clothes, her collars, or anything like that, I'll redirect her to chew on this Chewy right here. And what it does is it calms her down, and it helps to manage and take care of that oral sensory seeking that she's looking for at the time to chew on anything. And it's very durable, you guys. We have tried a lot of different shapes and sizes, and what I have noticed with this one in particular is Audrianna, she always needs something to do with her hands when she's not trying to chew on things. So when she's not chewing on this, she uses this kind of as like a distraction and a toy, and she'll just play with it. I'll insert clips and she'll just play with it, and that also helps to calm her down. So these are good. Like I said, if your child is an oral sensory seeker and you find them biting on things a lot, biting on their hands, their clothes, or just a calming technique in general when your child is getting anxious, like I said, these are called Chewy. We're gonna get into some oral hygiene. Audrianna had completely stopped wanting to have her teeth brushed, which was a shock because Audrianna has always loved, you know, in the morning to brush her teeth. But for a while, for a couple of weeks, she did not want me to brush her teeth, like at all. Like she would fight it. It was just like a no-go. What her occupational therapist actually suggested to me was to try an electric toothbrush. So I just grabbed a basic electric toothbrush. This one was like $5 at Target just to try it out. And I've noticed since we've switched to using an electric toothbrush, it took her a while to get used to it because of the vibrations, but she actually took to it pretty well. Her OT said it's probably because it's taking care of some of that oral sensory need that she's looking for because of the vibrations in the toothbrush. It took her a couple days to get used to it, but what we did was I will put it into her hands and let her touch it for about 3 seconds just to let her get used to it. And then I would go in with her hand over hand and start to brush her teeth, and she is really enjoying this electric toothbrush, you guys, and I'm so happy because she's allowing me to brush her teeth again, and we're going to continue to use it here on out because it's taking care of some of that oral sensory development that she's looking for. Another new thing that I have been trying out with Audrianna, recommendations from her occupational therapist, is Audrianna has a lot of aversions also to some textures and things when it comes to her hands. Now, if you guys remember, if you watched the video of what I got the girls for Christmas, if you have not, I'll go ahead and link that down below. But if you guys remember, I bought Audrianna some kinetic sand to help with some of her sensory development. Audrianna did not want to touch it. She didn't want to be bothered with it. It just was not something that she was interested in. So what we have been doing in occupational therapy is introducing new textures to Audrianna. And in a way that we have been doing that is we'll have Audrianna touch the new texture with her hands for 3 seconds on and take it off. 3 seconds on and take it off. And since we have been doing that, I noticed that we'll go 3 seconds, then we'll come off. We started to increase it. So we started off 3 seconds, and then we'll start off 5 seconds and just keep increasing. And since we have been doing that, she has been a lot more open and willing to try out and touch new different textures. Before, she didn't want to mess with that kinetic sand, but since we have been trying that technique, now she enjoys it. And I have also been implementing that into other things throughout her daily life. When it comes to her eating, Audrianna doesn't really like to touch things that create like a mess. So like things like ketchup and condiments and things like that, she doesn't really want to be bothered with it. But I've been implementing that technique through eating, and I've also been implementing it through finger painting and just a lot of different activities, and it has definitely helped Audrianna with starting to explore new textures. Another new thing that I've changed is the way that I have organized Audrianna's toys. So before, I kept her and my 2-year-old daughter Mila, I kept their toys in a toy box. But what that did was it just kept all of the toys in one place, like piled on top of each other, and it was hard for Audrianna to go through that box and figure out what it is that she wanted to make her own decision of what she wanted to play with, because she couldn't visually see everything because it was all piled up on top of each other. So what I did was I bought a new toy organizer, and I organized it to where everything is out in the open and she can see everything visually. She can just scan through and see exactly what toy is there, and she can pick exactly what it is that she wants to play with. And what this has been helping with is one of her goals of choosing and making her own choices, which we have been working on in speech therapy as well as occupational therapy. So by her being able to visually scan all of her toys, it gives her the option of choosing exactly what she wants to play with on her own and giving her that independence to pick and choose. Before, which was a mistake on my part, I would keep her toys and my daughter Mila's toys separate, because I knew there were certain things that Audrianna would play with and certain things that Mila would play with. But now I have put all of their toys together, and what I've noticed is Audrianna is starting to explore Mila's toys, and see, she's starting to learn more of functional play through playing with Mila's toys, as well as it's bringing them to play together more often. Usually Audrianna likes to play on her own. She likes to be off on her own and, do her own thing. But since reorganizing their toys, I see both of them kind of hanging out and playing with each other over by the new toy bin. And I also see Mila teaching Audrianna and showing her how to play with some of her toys, which obviously it helps Audrianna with learning more of functional play. So if you guys also remember a couple of vlogs ago, I told you guys I was going to try to get Audrianna into music therapy because Audrianna absolutely loves music. So I did find a music therapy center to take her to. She has been going for the last, I want to say 2 to 3 weeks. And you guys, she is absolutely enjoying it. This is the most engaged I have seen her in a therapy since Audrianna has started therapy years ago. I think for her it doesn't really feel like therapy because she's doing something that she actually enjoys, which is playing instruments. She absolutely loves the piano. So that is one of the things that her music therapist uses throughout her therapy session. He will use the piano more than the other instruments because Audrianna has loved playing the piano since she was like a baby, but this has been her first time playing an actual like real full piano, and when she's playing it, you guys, she is in absolute heaven. So I'll give you guys more updates on that since she has just started that class, but I can tell already, you guys, that she has been enjoying it 100%. So the last new thing that I have implemented is this Child with Autism on Board sticker. Now, I put this sticker on my car because when me and Audrey are in the car, you know, when I'm taking her to her doctor's appointments or anything like that, I often wonder and worry about, you know, what if, you know, if something happened, like if we were in a car crash or, you know, just anything like that. This will help first responders know if something was to happen to me where I wasn't able to speak or anything like that. This lets first responders know that there is a child with autism in the car. So it lets them know that Audrianna is in the car, she is nonverbal. She may not respond to any verbal cues. She may resist or run away if they try to, you know, administer any care to her. And if they're giving her any verbal cues or directions, that she may not respond to those because she may not fully understand what they're saying or unable to be aware of the dangers that are around her. It really just gives them a heads up that there is a special needs child inside of this car, so you need to take extra precautions, and it lets them know and to understand how to approach this situation. Because she is nonverbal, she's going to need a lot of different cues, a lot of different techniques and things like that when it comes to administering any like first aid care or any types of directions. So there will be no confusion as to why she isn't responding to any verbal cues, why she isn't speaking or anything of that nature. I feel that with this sticker, I am able to still speak for my child and advocate for my child, even if I am unable to speak myself in the event of an emergency. So those are some of the new techniques and things that we have been implementing into Audrianna's day-to-day. We have been using these new techniques for the last couple months. I want to say the last 2 to 3 months, and I have seen a lot of different changes in Audrianna because of new techniques and strategies that we have implemented into her everyday life. I've noticed her eating more. She's letting me brush her teeth. She's exploring new textures. It has just been a lot of new growth and development within these last couple months, and I just wanted to share it with you guys and just give you guys, you know, some tips. And I like to share Audrianna's growth just in case it may help another special needs parent. But hopefully this video is not too long. If you guys like this video, make sure you go ahead and give me a thumbs up. It really helps me out. Follow me over on my Instagram page at naturally_fearless, and I'll see you guys in my next one.